Yeah. The other thing is, obviously in 2013 when we got the 60/50 Russell Drive, and we have to talk about 60/50 Russell Drive podcast because, we talked about it with Nate yesterday, and I'll bring it up. But, in 2013 when we were playing Black Ops 2, when we moved into the house, there was the opportunity for everybody's tide or boats to rise with the tide. Everybody's ship to rise with the tide. And I think that's something that is Call of Duty. We've only been able to master more than anybody else. And I was talking to Fues about this. There is no other esport out there that has had the same success on social media or YouTube the way that we have had from a personality perspective. I mean, if you look at it, if you pick the top 10 most followed esports personalities in the world, it wasn't until last year that people started to climb the ranks alongside Call of Duty.
Fortnite.
Well, Fortnite now, again, for just recently. And Fortnite, for what it's worth, they have a lot of show matches that do that. And I appreciate Fortnite a lot. I like the game and all that. But I think that part of that was the fact that everybody, when somebody wasn't streaming, everybody would want to go to the person who's teaming with that person, so they can catch a glimpse. And then that's how you are able to grow somebody else's personality. I mean, if you look at it now with Blackout coming out the way that it is, and the ability for you to have those random shooting somebody out of a helicopter moments, I think that content is going to be one of the most important things this upcoming season to make Call of Duty, which I'm predicting to be like the most successful year we've ever had.
Blackout just gives you something to play that actually holds like replay value. Like Battle Royale, every single game is going to be different. Every single game you can land at a different point.
Yeah.
You could get a different gun. You got different loot off the start. You have to play the situation different. Like Battle Royale in itself just holds so much diversity from game to game that's why the genre does so well with gamers in the first person shooting category. Like Battle Royale is the future. It's the present as well, but I think Battle Royales are going to be the biggest games till VR blows up and does something crazy where I can feel boobies.
VR, virtual, will that be augmented reality, AR, or is that?
I don't know, till they give me some gloves that can feel some boobies.
Yeah, is that where you think VR is going?
That's all I'm playing.
The reason I ask is because in the previous podcast that I did with Wiz, we talked about VR extensively. If you guys haven't watched it, you guys can go back and see that. But we talked about VR and AR and where like it is, and like the haptic suits and your ability to be fooled by a virtual reality. So I think that there is what you're asking for will be a thing, but you have a girlfriend that you can do that in real life with. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, of course, but.
Because you would still have to have like
we're segueing off this.
Yeah, we are.
We
shouldn't.
We can't go into this.
Back to content before we end up in that being sponsored by someone. Anyway, so what do you think? What do you recommend to somebody like Pat who's about to start, doing that? Because if there are other pro players that are watching this, which I hope there are, what is it, man? Is it just doing it? Just being consistent?
People give up. It's as simple as that. Like us, we got lucky. We didn't have to put as much time in as you're actually supposed to put time in. Like we blew up pretty fast because we were one of the first people to do the team house and do it right.
Yeah.
And do the content creation in the team house, and everyone's feeding off each other, vlogs, stuff like that. So like people expect their success to be instant, which it's just not. It's simply not. You have to put years and years and years. I'll use Ninja as an example. He was streaming consistently Halo Pro for 7 years. And he was not pulling nearly what he pulls today, obviously, because now he's the biggest streamer. But he was pulling like 2,000, 3,000 viewers playing Halo for so long.
Yeah.
And whenever he finally got off of Halo, went to games with bigger fan bases, things started happening for him. He started building a fan base day by day by day by day.
Yeah.
2 years straight of that. Now look at him. He's on the cover of ESPN.
Yeah, and I think like his ability to play the way that he plays like helped. The ability for him to say, I'm going to go play H1Z1 where there's a bigger audience, and then just grinding it out until somebody gets off the game, and now he gets a little bit of the rainfall.
Now he's first, and now he's getting new eyes. That's how Twitch works.
Yeah, because just because you're tired of streaming doesn't mean that people are tired of watching.
You got to build a base.
Yeah.
You got to build a base to make the pyramid. You know what I'm saying? You got to.
Yeah. Unlike in traditional sports, in video games, people who compete against each other do play with each other a lot. I mean, you see it in Money 8s. Everyone's friends. Everyone's at the bar after every match.
Well, friends. Most people are friends.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying.
They're friendly.
Frenemies.
Frenemies. Whatever it is. When you're competing, you hate each other, but when you're off of it, there's this sort of camaraderie that comes with being a Call of Duty player and a Counter-Strike, like across all of esports. This is like, again, the only place that this happens. And I'm not saying that traditional players aren't friends with each other, obviously, right?
Most people, I'm friends with like 98% of people,
right, that
play.
Okay, so on the back of that, there's a massive opportunity for people like Pat, right, or people like pick any pro out there that's not creating content right now, to say, you know what, I'm gonna start creating content, and they hit you up, Seth, you want to play? Like, that is a thing. You get along with them. I mean, think about like the people that you get along with that aren't on your team that you already play with, and if they only made the effort to hit a button and just mute something, say something to the chat, and be presentable, like,
you want to know something? Streaming is like going to the gym. The hardest part for the gym, you just go. That's the hardest part, is walking out of your front door. The hardest part about streaming is hitting start streaming.
Yeah.
Because once you're streaming, it feels natural. Like obviously, if your first time streaming, you might be a little nervous, whatever, stuff like that. But once you like get into the rhythm of streaming every day, like it becomes natural. It becomes almost therapeutic, where you're hanging out with people and you can say something and it's like, I'm making people laugh. LOL, like you see it in the chat. That's therapeutic to me whenever I like crack jokes and I just see the chat like loving it. Yeah, well, obviously
the gym, the hardest thing to...
Yes, that's where I was. Okay, thank you. But yeah, whenever people have 50 viewers, have 45 viewers, they think I'm not doing something right.
Yeah.
And it's like, no. You look at Fortnite right now, there's one person with 30,000.
Yeah.
This is late night. So like say Tfue. He's got 30, 40,000. Next person under him has like 15, and then after that it's a severe drop off. Like I'm talking, there's one person with 6,000 and then 1,500, 1,000. Like those people right there, they should be streaming until, like you said, those people get off and then trickle down, get some new viewers, get some new eyes. You should be streaming like 10 hours a day, even if you have 50 viewers. Like whenever people stop streaming, people are going to come to your stream. Maybe you get a one-time host. Maybe I host you. Maybe Jack hosts you. Maybe someone hosts you for 8,000 viewers, That, I don't know specifics, but I know of people that's happened to them once, and that has changed their whole streaming career.
Look at Jack.
Now they average 1,000 play. Yeah, look at Jack. Yeah. Jack is a perfect example. Went into Fortnite.
Yep.
Obviously fresh on the scene, just came out of Call of Duty, so he had a good base. Gets hosted by Ninja, gets hosted by Dr. Lupo.
Plays with Ninja, plays with Dr.
Plays
Lupo.
with Ninja, plays with Dr. Lupo, plays with Tim the Tap Man. That's a lot of people watching you play.
But he wouldn't be able to do that unless he put in the hours that he's been putting in the way that you're saying.
Of course. And obviously Jack's a lovable guy, so he just was himself on stream. He dances, he does all the stupid shit, and people love it. And people love Jack. And now he has a stable viewership on Fortnite. Every time he's on Fortnite, he's getting anywhere from like 5,000 to 8,000 viewers, which is incredible.
Yeah.
Like,
that is nuts.
Yeah.
Like I've seen, I just took him to go buy his first Rolex. We talked about it in the last podcast, so we won't get too deep into it. But I took him. I had to cheerlead him a little bit because he was like, "Oh man, I don't know. I don't usually spend money on myself and this and the other." I'm like, dude, you want this watch? It's gonna make you feel good. It's gonna make you smile. It's gonna be, put it on the wrist instead of the bank. The level of interest that you're getting out of a bank account for, $15,000 is not gonna be the same that you get for the feeling of accomplishing something. And it's not about the watch, and it's not about how much it costs.
Treat yourself. Show yourself what you're doing is real. Like, oh shit, I just bought a Rolex.
Yeah, it's the ability.
You don't need a 50,000 bust down diamonds in it, stuff like that. But a nice $8,000, $10,000 watch, like
for somebody like him that wants it, is the ability to say to yourself, I can do it, and I did it. Is more than the feeling that you have of knowing how much it costs. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. So that
and stuff like that like rekindles you. You like, sometimes, streaming, I'm going to be real with you, sometimes it is a drag. And many people have said and went on to say, like, I'm burnt out. Because it's a lot of work. Like, people don't get it. People are like, 9 to 5. I'd rather stream. And it's like, obviously you'd rather stream. Because obviously that's just way more fun. You're playing video games all day. But at the same time, it is a exhausting job. 10 hours a day, like, I would love to see people try to do that.
Not only that, but from a professional.
It is so hard.
And a professional level, you scrim, and then you have to stream.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have to create content.
After scrims, my brain is a scrambled egg. After scrims, you're going through so many engagements, so many quick thinking. After scrims, you're legitimately tired, and people don't get that. They're like, esports, how you this isn't a sport. This isn't mentally, this is making you mentally fit, mentally draining. Yeah, and it's like, bro, I would love to see you try to do it. It's not.